The first question that was asked, communication between yourself and Colonel Gininda.
Yes.
You remember that?
Yes, my lord.
Ngiyakhumbula ke ngibuza ngokukhuluma kwami no Colonel Gininda.
And Colonel Gininda is, I believe, he will be the witness to come and testify and corroborate your evidence. Do you agree?
That's true, my lord.
Ukuthi ke uzoza ke uGininda abesezo khasa ke noma ezoqinisekisa ke lokho ngokushoyo yebo uyiqinisa.
What you have discussed with Colonel Gininda was about accused number 1. Is that correct?
That's correct, my lord.
Esasikhulumisana ngakho ke no Colonel Gininda kwakumayelana nomsolo wokuqala.
The sense of my question is, when it was communicated to you that, as per the request, Colonel Gininda must have informed you that Sibia wants to make a pointing out. Am I wrong?
That's...
It's not a logic.
Yes.
Ukhulumeni kwethu ababili ke ukuthi bangitshela ku Colonel Gininda ukuthi uSibiya ke ufisa ukuyokwenza pointing out noma ukuyokhomba.
We are deliberating about this pointing out right now because of Sibia. Sibia says, according to the state, he wanted to make a a pointing out. Is that so?
That's true.
Ukuthi ke uSibiya ke ngokusho kombuso ke wayefuna ukuthi ayokhomba.
Was it communicated to you as to how did that information reach Gininda, Colonel Gininda? How did accused number 1, Sibia, communicated that to the investigating officer Gininda? Was it that canvassed to you?
It wasn't, my lord, because he's the investigating officer. Whatever he discussed with Mr. Sibia, it's what they discussed. I don't know about it. And it was not canvassed.
Akazange ke akhulume akusho kumina uGininda ke ukuthi kwenzeka kanjani ukuthi leyo information ifike kuyena ukuthi uSibiya ufuna ukukhomba ngoba uyena ophenye icala inkulumo yakhe ke noSibiya ke akayishongo kumina.
Sibia, I'm putting to you that Sibia is the source or the author of this deliberation at the moment, which is governed by section 2181 of the Criminal Procedure Act. Do you agree?
I agree.
Ukuthi ke manje ke uSibiya ke manje ngokusho noma ngale nkulumo ke uSibiya ke okushilo lokho noma kuphume kuyena.
If it was Sibia's intention to make a pointing out, there must be a method within which or with which Sibia could have communicated it to the investigating officer. Is that correct?
My lord, the investigating officer will be the one who can explain that.
Yes.
The method.
Ukuthi ke indlela kwenzeka kanjani ukuthi uSibiya akhulume kuno Gininda mayelana nalodaba uyena ke uGininda ongakusho lokho.
My lord, at this moment I'm not going to buy that answer, on the basis that if he can claim privilege, that whatever that was discussed between him and Colonel Gininda, his privilege cannot be disclosed before this honorable court. Gininda has got his own questions to answer. I want to, because you are a party to the discussion about Sibia.
Not as to how come did Sibia decide, what happened that Sibia decided to give a pointing out. I was requested to take a pointing out.
Alright.
Ukuthi ke uSibiya noGininda bakhulume bathini noma kwenzeke kanjani ukuthi uSibiya ayokhuluma kuGininda lokho asizange sixoxe ke noGininda ukuthi nje ngacela ukuthi angiyokwenza ngilekelele ngepointing out.
But besides that evidence, the logic dictates that if the person who is in custody,
whose logic?
The logic,
Whose
general.
logic? Whose logic?
I'll demonstrate that logic.
Yeah, I want to know whose, because we are dealing with 3 people: Sibia, Gininda, and
the logic of an experienced police officer.
Yeah, so put it like that.
Let me just put it that way. It's a logic of an experienced officer like you that a person who is in custody can have certain ways to communicate with the investigating officer. One, among other things, personal communication. Do you agree?
That's incorrect.
Akusona ke iqiniso ukuthi nanjengephoyisa ke lomkantshubovu kufanele ngiyicabangeleke ukuthi kunendlela ezithize umuntu oboshiwe noma ke kuma cells angakhulumisana ke nephoyisa nokuthi babhekane ubuso ngobuso.
Let me just correct it. Let me just qualify what I put it to you so that you can correct me if I was wrong. If Colonel Gininda visited the suspect wherever he is kept, that is the personal encounter. Am I wrong?
Yes.
Uma kuwukuthi asithi ke uGininda waya la aboshe noma avalele khona lapho ke ukukhulumisana kwabo ke bobabili bebhekene.
If at that time Sibiya intended to convey his intentions, he would have told Gininda or Colonel Gininda at that time that I want to make a confession, a pointing out. Do you agree?
Yes, I agree. Hence, Gininda must come and give evidence on that.
Ukuthi ke kwenzeka kanjani ke noma kwakuyinhloso ke yakhe uSibiya ukuthi akudlulise uGininda uGininda ozoza ke azokuchaza lokho.
Thank you. Let's move on. I beg your pardon, my lord, I'm just consulting my questions here. All right, let's get into your statements. Yesterday I was given a statement bearing the date the 18th of June 2020, which is a statement that was commissioned, which was signed by you, and it has been discovered to the defense. Do you agree?
Discovered? I don't.
It was disclosed to us. We were given the copy of your statement or of your affidavit.
I agree.
Ngiyavuma ukuthi ninikwe statement sam izolo esange 18th ka June 2020.
You must correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm vivid that I'm right. You said immediately after the completion of the pointing out, on the 5th of June, you gave that form to Mr. Mukhan.
That's true.
Shilo ke ukuthi masesiqeda ke ngayo pointing out ngase ke iform lenginikeza uMukhana ngazo i5 ka June.
13 days after, you made a statement or an affidavit, if I may put it that way, an affidavit declaring what transpired on the 5th of June 2020. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Kwase kuthi ke amalanga u13 emuva kwalokho ngenza ke statement engichaza lokho kwenzeka ngalelo langa.
And it's your evidence. You correct me if I'm wrong. You did not make a copy for yourself before you left Albertine Police Station. Do you agree?
That's correct.
Kuyiqinisa nokuthi ngaphambi kokuthi ngihambe ke eAlbertine Police Station angizange ngizenzele icopy mina.
At that time, the contents of the pro forma were still vivid in your mind. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Ngaleso sikhathi leso ke lokho okwakuku pro forma ke kwakusekhona emqondweni wami.
What actually necessitated you to make a statement on the 18th? Did you realize that you made a mistake, or what actually necessitated you to make such a statement on the 18th?
My lord, on all confessions and pointing outs that I have done, I've always submitted a statement.
Kona konke ke engikwenzileke ngaphambili noma ukuvula isifuba ke iconfession noma ke ukhomba ngaphambilini istatement ngiyasenza.
Thank you. Yes, a statement is made, and at that time you were not making a cross reference from any document when you're making a statement.
Yes.
Is that so?
Nokuthi ke ngesikhathi ngisenza ke ayikho idocument eyayiphambi kwami ke engangithatha kuyona.
Is that correct?
That's correct.
What was read to you by counsel for accused number 4, Mr. Ngumar. Paragraph 3, it related to Baloyi, who handed over the Mr. Sibia to you. You still remember that?
That's correct, I remember that.
Ngiyakhumbula ke ngifundelwa ngo Sergeant Baloyi noma ke okwakwenziwa Sergeant Baloyi.
So that statement, sorry my lord, my lord, I beg leave to ask the court to adjourn for a tea break.
Why do you understand? I just gave you an indulgence.
Oh.
Because you cross-examined, you finished.
Yes.
He cross-examined and finished.
All right.
So please, just
I
finish.
thought maybe, my lord, the
No,
time
no,
is
I can
right.
sit without
I can
sitting.
proceed.
Yes,
I can.
please.
I was just asking. Let's just proceed. Mr. Baloyi handed over the suspect to you. Handed Mr. Sibia to you, according to your statement of the 18th.
But I've explained that he refused to hand him in because he did not want to sign for him.
Bese ngichazile ke ukuthi uBaloyi wanqaba ke ukuthi amdlulisele ngoba kwangena umuntu owayefuna ukuthi amsayindele.
But can we reread that paragraph? Because we are now deviating from
My
that
lord,
paragraph.
my statement, I read it yesterday, and I explained also during my my evidence in chief about what happened on that day.
Ngisifundile ke istatement sami izolo ngase ngichaza ukuthi kwenzekani ngaleli langa. Yes.
Is it prejudicial if you can reread that paragraph? Paragraph 3 of your statement.
It is not.
Yes, please.
On Friday 2020-0605 at about 11:30, I arrived at Alberton Police Station and was afforded an office number 31 to use. At about 12 o'clock, Sergeant Baloyi from Alberton Police Station brought in a handcuffed person who identified himself as Muzigaukhulelwa Stemba Sibia.
Thank you.
Lana ke kuthi ke ngeyolesihlanu nge5 sika June 2020 ngo 11:30 ngase ngifike Alberton Police Station ngase nginikeza ioffice u31 ukuthi ngiyisebenzise ngo 12 uSergeant Baloyi wase Alberton wase eletha ke umlisa ke ofakwe ozankosi owayichaza ke ngokuthi uMuzigaukhulelwa Stemba Sibia.
And I'm not talking about signing. I'm talking about handing over.
Yes.
Which is contrary to the evidence that you gave to me to say a police officer opened the cells for you. Did I ask you whether were you given the keys to open the cells and gain access to Sibia? You said they opened for you.
Because
It's
they refused
so let me just
to
put it
levy.
straight.
Okay.
May I just put it straight?
Okay.
What you told this court under that cross-examination is contrary to what you are reading from that statement.
My lord,
Do you agree?
I do not agree.
Angivumi ke ukuthi lokhu eniqeda ukufunda lana manje kuyaphikisana nalokhu mina ke engikushilo ke lana ukuthi kwaba yibona ke abangivulela.
I'll leave it for argument. Let's get into the into the occurrence book. I think it's under GT.
Yes.
And that's where you confirmed your signature.
Yes.
Who was writing there?
The sergeant of the who was in charge of the CSC.
Lana ke owayebhala lana ke kule ncwadi ke uthi occurrence book uSergeant ke okuyena owayephethe ke lapha eCSC.
In your presence?
No.
Akabhalanga ngikhona.
You are a peace officer, mind you. Justice of peace. This statement or whatever that is written there is not written in your presence.
It's not a statement, it's an entry.
That entry, whatever you may call it, an entry, whatever, but it was not written in your presence.
Yes.
Lokho okubhalwe lana akubhalwanga ngikhona.
It has not been communicated with you verbally before it was reduced into writing.
No.
Akhulunywanga nami ngaphambi kokuthi kubhalwe phansi.
Are we not talking at cross purposes? That's why I understand that occurrence book. It records all the prisoners. Is that so?
That's true.
It records all the prisoners who are arrested and put incarcerated in the cells. That's what it is in the occurrence book.
That's correct, my lord.
That's it.
The relevance of the signature in
So in other words, it can't have been written in the presence of this witness.
the relevance of the signature.
Let me, you can continue.
Yes, the relevance of that signature. If it was written by the officer in the CSC, what was the relevance of your signature in that?
It was to confirm that I took
Thank you.
Ukusayinda kwami ke manje uqinisekisa ke ukuthi ngathatha
prisoner.
ngasithatha isiboshwa.
You took the suspect and you endorsed or appended your signature.
That's true.
Ngamthatha ke noma ngasithatha isiboshwa ngase ngisayinda ke.
Practically, you were not supposed to, before you sign, you were not supposed to go through the contents of that entry. As a justice of peace, please be honest to this court. You have an experience of 36 years as a police officer.
Yes.
Were you not supposed to read before you append a signature?
My lord, I have already explained what was the reasons why there was in and out of that. So for me to sign for this person and go and do my job was the easiest thing to do.
Bese ngichazile ke ngaphambilini ukuthi kwakwenzekani ke ukuthi la kungafuni ukusayindela manje ke ukuthi ngisayinde nje ngimthathe ngihambe ngiyohlala naye officeini kwakuyona into ilula ke ukuthi ngiyenze.
I've seen that's the way you're running away from a question. And for the fact that you appended the signature without satisfying yourself or without reading that entry, was it a human error?
It wasn't a human error.
It wasn't a human error.
Yes, I signed for the suspect.
Kwangasiyona ke iphutha ukuthi ngisayinde ngingabhekile ngingafundile laphana mina ngangisayindela umsolwa.
The last question. The last question. It deals with when someone, because you've been asked this question by my colleagues, it relates to a situation where somebody alleges that he was assaulted, tortured, and choked. Do you understand?
Yes.
So, if this allegation is made, despite being proven in court, whether it's true or not, but you can't rule the possibility of its existence, do you agree?
Yes, I agree.
Ngiyavuma ukuthi uma umuntu ke ezethi insolo ke zokuthi ke ushayiwe ke ukuthi ke enkantolo izokuvuma lokho noma engakuvumi angikwazi mina ukuphikisa ngithi cha kwenzekile lokho noma akwenzekanga.
The reason why I'm asking this, if your answer was no, I was going to refer, but I'm still going to refer you to that. Mngomezulu Trial, he gave evidence before this court.
Who's that?
Mngomezulu Trial.
He doesn't know him. Tell him the accused number.
My lord,
I mean the witness. When did he give evidence?
May I?
Wait, he wasn't present. So tell him the circumstances.
My lord, I beg leave to address the court in this way.
Okay.
I was engaged for the purpose of a trial within a trial. So I was not privy to the previous proceedings, but I was privileged to watch the YouTube in order to follow what was happening in this court.
YouTube is not the court, sir.
No.
Please.
The information that I have.
Yeah, but it's not.
All right.
It's not information in this court.
May I rephrase the question? Your Worship? I don't want to enter into a dialogue with the court, madam. I just want to maintain the decorum.
Yeah, fine.
Say, are you aware that there was a witness who gave testimony to this court about the assault? His name is Mngomezulu Trial. Are you aware of that?
I'm not.
Sir.
Yes.
You know, obviously we're busy with a trial within a trial. You can't really, we only confine to,
what's the case? State versus
to what happens in the trial within a trial. You can't really refer to what happened to the evidence in the main trial.
Right. State versus Bada.
Yes.
1997. A
Court
trial within a trial is compartmentalized.
May I withdraw my question?
Yeah, no, let's repeat the law because maybe some of us don't know it. What is discussed outside the perimeters of the trial, the real trial, has no operation inside a trial within a trial. That's why I was saying he doesn't even know Mtitugezi.
Court pleases, Your Worship.
Okay.
My Lord, sorry. My Lord, may I conclude my
Yes, okay.
cross-examination?
Yes.
Court pleases.
You know what, Mr. Gomez?
My Lord.
Mngomezulu, I want to show you. Maybe you say, this lawyer, this judge is interfering. This is the occurrence book, register, okay?
Yes, my Lord.
It has here number 316, prisoner. It says no injuries. Number 317, prisoner. Suspect loaded in for pointing out. Number 318, suspect taken by Lieutenant Colin Hadebe. 319, exhibits handed to Sergeant Miami. 325, suspect taken from pointing out. 317. So in other words, he couldn't have written it. That's why I was remarking that. Okay.
Court pleases, my Lord. Thank you very much.
Any re-examination, sir?
As the court pleases, my Lord.